ॐ गणपतये नमः। ॐ गणपतये नमः। ॐ गणपतये नमः।
Namaste, Namaskaram, and Swagatam to all of you. And belated happy Krishna Jayanti and belated happy Independence Day. That was yesterday. So, welcoming you all to the 15th episode of season 2 of Tell Me Appa and its Tales of Lord Ganesha. Quite an interesting topic, isn't it? So, we'll get to know more of this Lord, and he has been always, we have to invoke him first. So, that's also the reason that we are starting with him. And since it's the 15th episode, and we have covered all, our Parampariyai topics and our Parampariyai gurus and Dr. Sir's journey in the different arts and talents, we have covered all of them. So now I just thought that learning about our lords like Ganesha, Muruga, and so on. So it will be quite nice to get back, and most of us know the stories, but again, different perspectives and adding on, because there might be something that we don't know. So it's good to learn about it, and we have a lot of interesting stories and tales coming up today. So we shall start with the Gayatri Mantra invoking Lord Ganesha.
तद्गणेशाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः।
So welcome back to all of you, and try to make this one as a cheerful one, because a lot of us, we are having a lot of difficulties and stress related problems and family issues and different things. So just spend some time with us and hope we can contribute to some percentage of your cheerfulness today and whenever you're watching it. So we'll get started, and the first one is, please give us a brief introduction of who Lord Ganesha is and some lovely and must-know stories of Sri Ganesha.
Well, Lord Ganesha has many names. He is called Ganesha, Ganapati, Gananatha, Vinayaka, Vignaraja, Vigneshwara. So many different names that give us the different qualities of Lord Ganesha. We can understand Ganesha as the universal principle of dynamism. The dynamism that enables us to break out of the obstacles that are happening in our life, both within us and externally. So internal and external obstacles, they are like inertia that hold us back. And so we need a dynamic force of the universe to get us moving. Or if we are moving in a constant motion, to change the direction, the trajectory, or the way we are moving. So Lord Ganesh is the universal energy of dynamism. What can be more dynamic than an elephant? So the elephantine energies, they are brought into play because you need a very dynamic kick start when you want to move. So Lord Ganesha, Gana Isha, the Lord of the Ganas. Ganapati, he is the Pati, the Lord of the Ganas. The Ganas are all these small energies that are like headless chickens. So they don't know what to do. They have power, but they don't know what to do. So Ganesha, Ganapati, he brings all these Ganas together so that those energies are moving in a proper direction. So it is like you have all these multiple small energies running everywhere. You are focusing all those energies. That is the power of Ganesha. So it is said that Ganesha is the son of Lord Shiva and Parvati. Now, it's a very interesting story because our culture tells us that Shiva was away in the world doing all his activities. Parvati was at home and she was feeling very lonely. And she said, well, I need company. And it is said that from the sandal paste that she was using to bathe, that she created this small figure, a baby, that became a young boy, and she gave life to it, and that was the origin of Ganesha or Ganapati. A very handsome young boy. And it is said that she needed protection. So she said, you watch the door while I go and have my bath. Now, what happened? Shiva, who was away in the world, he decided to come back home. And somebody standing outside his house, this young boy, saying, you cannot go in, I don't know you, mister. You have no right to go inside, my mother is having a bath. Naturally, Shiva gets very irritated, not allowing to come into his house. And so the story goes that there's this huge fight. And that all the Ganas are sent, Nandi is sent, and everybody gets defeated by Ganesha. Because he is a creation of Parvati herself, Shakti herself. And then finally Shiva gets enraged and cuts off this young boy's head. Just as he cuts off the head, Parvati comes out and she witnesses her husband beheading her own son. Now Shiva doesn't know it's his son. So Shiva says, well, we better set it right, otherwise Parvati is going to be mad at us. And so the Ganas are sent out to find the first animal that is lying with the head to the north. Which is why many people are scared to put the head to the north. And it is an elephant, and that elephant head is then put on the young boy's body and it becomes Ganesha. Now these are very beautiful stories because people cannot understand it, cannot believe it. Because they say, how can an elephant's head be put on a young boy? These are actually metaphorical stories because Shiva energy, the energy of Shiva, the energy of Shakti, and how the energy of Ganesha is a combination of these energies and with a dynamism that is elephantine. So it is not an elephant head literally being put on a human body, but it is a concept of different type of energies being brought together. Now Ganesha, because of the elephantine energy, has great memory. And he is the out-of-the-box, no-box thinker. Nowadays we talk about being out of the box and no box. He was the first lateral thinker. And there are beautiful stories with him. Two stories which one you know is the golden fruit. That Narada brings this golden fruit, the mango fruit, and says to Shiva, this is for you. Shiva says, well, let me have it, and then Narada puts in a thing, why don't you find out which of your sons can have it? Lord Ganesha and Lord Subramanya, Kartikeya, Muruga, Skanda. And so Narada puts into motion this whole thing, the Thiruvilayadal, the great story that occurs. And it is that Lord Muruga gets on his peacock. He is the young guy, the handsome, dynamic, bodybuilding guy on his big Enfield Bullet super bike, and he goes off to go around the universe, while Lord Ganesha, the lateral thinker, says, my universe is my mother and father. Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. And so he goes on his mouse around Lord Shiva and Parvati and gets the fruit. Of course, Lord Muruga gets a bit mad, but this is part of the divine Leela. What is it teaching us? It is teaching us that one needs to have lateral thinking. One needs to think in a different way and not get stuck in mundane thinking. You should not get stuck in literal mundane thinking which is mechanical. And that is why Ganesha teaches us to transcend the mechanical day-to-day life and have the abstract lateral thinking. Which is why we knock the head when we go to worship Ganesha. The head is knocked. This part is the insular cortex, the part in the cortex, the brain called the insula, which is very important for the higher functioning. It is also the area related to the sensory motor homunculus. So what you are doing is you are knocking the brain, and then we typically catch the opposite ears and we do the super brain yoga, the Thopu Karanam. Nowadays, the Western money making agents have made it super brain yoga and try to make money on it. Cultural appropriation, of course, for sure. It is Thopu Karanam. And what does it do? It energizes the whole nervous system, crisscrossing the nervous system. Right brain, left brain start to get connected. Quantitative, qualitative start to get connected. And a student who may not be such a good student suddenly starts to become better. That is why Ganesha is the Lord of wisdom. He is the wise one, and he is called Sri Lekha. He is the one who keeps the universal record. Because you need a great memory bank to store the universal memories, and he has that elephantine memory. Elephants are said to never forget. That is why Ganesha is there. Now, similarly, in the lateral thinking, have you heard the story of Ganesha and Shani Bhagavan, Saturn?
Well, again, it's better to hear it again.
You know, Saturn, everybody is scared of Saturn. Elder Sunny. And I remember my dear Kaustubh teasing Lataka once that his doing his PhD under her for 7 years was the elder Sunny. A jovial way to think of it. You know, Shani is said to come into each person's sort of life and take 7.5 years. So it is said that Shani Bhagavan comes to Ganesha and he says, well, I'm supposed to start being with you from now onwards. And Lord Ganesha, again lateral thinking. How do you get out of the quandary? Well, transcend it. As my father so beautifully said, you don't solve your problems, you outgrow them. So what does Ganesha do? He says, Indru poi nalai ba. Go today and come tomorrow. And Shani Bhagavan says, see, I already know you are a very naughty guy. I know how you cheated Kartikeya out of that golden fruit. So you give it to me in writing. That is when people started taking everything in writing. Give me in writing. So Ganesha gives it in writing to Shani Bhagavan on a piece of paper. Indru poi nalai ba. I tell you, it is a very interesting word. Go today and come tomorrow. So Shani Bhagavan is very happy and he goes off. He comes.
Tomorrow,
Absolutely. Tomorrow I'll get Ganesha. I have succeeded where nobody else has succeeded.
I will be, you know.
Yes, I will be the greatest. Again, this ego aspect that we put on to the divinities. What happens the next day? Shani Bhagavan comes. Saturn comes to Ganesha and says, today is the day you told me to come. Ganesha says, no, I told you to come tomorrow. Indru poi nalai ba. He says, see, you gave it in writing. Ganesha says,
Yes, there's no today.
Yes, read it. Educated, illiterate. So he says, read it. Go today, come tomorrow. He says, yes, I said, go today, come tomorrow. And forever it is said that Shani Bhagavan can never get hold of Ganesha. Ganesha is beyond even the Saturnine influences. Which is why we need to remember, if you are in a forest, in a jungle, and you want to be in the safest place, the safest place is on the back of an elephant. Because no animal wants to attack an elephant. Because it is such a huge creature. Yet, remember, the elephant is a gentle creature. And it is vegetarian. So whenever people think you have to be non-vegetarian to be strong, remind them, all the strong creatures in nature are vegetarian. And the elephant is a great example. So with Ganesha, there are many of these stories.
Probably healthier also.
Healthier, of course. You know, the elephant eats all the sugar cane, it never gets diabetes. We eat little bit of sugar and we get all the diabetes. See, that is why one needs to understand. These stories are given for us to understand metaphors. All our cultural stories are metaphors. Like when we say, you know, Agastya and Ganesha. Or we say, for example, Vedavyasa and Ganesha. A beautiful aspect is brought out. That what happens is Vedavyasa, he wants to write the Mahabharata. He says, I need a scribe. That is why Sri Lekha. The divine scribe, he gets Ganesha. But it's a very beautiful thing. I don't know, have you heard that before? Between Vedavyasa and Ganesha? It's a beautiful dialogue what happens is Veda Vyasa says, I want you to be my scribe, my stenographer. So Ganesha is the first stenographer and one of the first elephant head transplants. He is not the first one because his mother Parvati, in her previous incarnation as Sati, had a father called Daksha. He gets the first transplant, which is goat. And goat transplant was the first one. If you look at it from that point, it's metaphorical. Don't take it literally. But coming back, Veda Vyasa says, I want a scribe. Who can do it? Will you do it? Ganesha says, I will do it. It is said he uses one of his tusks for it. That is why he is Ekadanta and not Dvidanta, Ekadanta. You know, when you were small and you had 2 teeth, we used to tease that Dvidanti. Ekadanta, he's Ekadanta. But what is very interesting is, Ganesha says, okay. But he says, I am very busy. And I don't have the patience to sit there forever with you. So you should never stop dictating. You must continuously dictate and I'll write it down. Veda Vyasa says, okay, fine, but I have my own condition. He says, you shouldn't write down anything which you don't comprehend fully.
Sense of understanding.
Imagine this dialogue between such an elevated seer, the great Rishi, Veda Vyasa, who codified all the Vedas and so many great teachings. And he is actually challenging the divine, saying, if you don't understand what I'm saying, you shouldn't write it. And so it is said, whenever Veda Vyasa wanted to have some relaxation and get a breath, he would insert some complicated parts. And that there are these complicated parts which to this day people are not able to fully understand. And it took Ganesha so much time to understand it and write it. So you cannot just write it down, you have to comprehend and write it. Which is why for me the Mahabharata is not just Veda Vyasa, it is combined effort, joint effort of Veda Vyasa and Lord Ganesha. And so many stories, so many beautiful stories associated with Lord Ganesha.
Isn't in this story the part that he is actually writing, many people they say feather or whatever that they use, and then it breaks or it breaks. So what happens is when he uses his tusk.
Yes, that is one of the legends. There are many legends. In fact, one of the greatness of Indian culture is we have many variations on the same story. And I think that is the beauty, the diversity that is there, and yet there is the unitiveness, the unity and diversity, which is the hallmark of Indian cultural ethos. And that is why so many considerations come with Ganesha. And he comes back again and again in so many different forms. With Agastya, the story, and we have done a dance item of it also. Yes. How the Kaveri is created. And what happens is that there is the Kaveri, and Agastya gets angry with the Kaveri, with the river, because it's running off with his clothes. And so what he does is he captures the whole river, puts it into his kamandalu, the water container that the rishis had. With Agastya, there are beautiful stories. At Puducherry, Pondicherry, which was called Vedapuri, the city of the Vedas, it is said he drank up the ocean so that the Devas could defeat the Asuras, the gods could defeat the demons, and he drank up the ocean because the demons were hiding under the ocean. Such beautiful stories with Agastya, a Siddha, one of the great Siddhas, who crossed the Vindalaya mountain, and the Vindalaya stopped growing because of that, came down to south and has given us the Siddha Vaidya, which is the South Indian medicinal system, traditional medicinal system, and also so much of the Tamil culture. We owe it to Agastya and his wife Lopamudra. And it is said that Agastya lived in Pondicherry, that there are historical evidences that Agastya lived in Pondicherry, and Swamiji believed that Agastya lived at Kamli Swami Madam. It's one of the connections that is there, which is why we have an Agastya statue in Kamli Swami Madam and also here at ICVIA. So Agastya captures Kaveri, puts her in the Kamandalu. Now, you need the river. So then Lord Ganesha comes in the form of a crow. Kakai Vadivam Kondu. In that song we say, Kakum Kadavula, Kakai Vadivam Kondu, அகத்திய அடக்கிய காவேரியை தந்தாய் காக்கும் கடவுளாம் காக்கை வடிவம் கொண்டு அகத்திய அடக்கிய காவேரியை தந்தாய். What happens is it comes as a crow and knocks over the Kamandalu while Agastya is in Dhyanam. And then the Kaveri is released. Agastya gets mad at this crow, and then the crow changes, transforms into Lord Ganesha. All beautiful stories. And one of the beauty of Indian cultural stories is we have so many interactions between great human beings and the gods. Like Agastya with Ganesha, Vedavyasa with Ganesha. You have beautiful stories of Arunagirinatha with Muruga and Arunagiri giving the Thirupugal. Similarly with Abhayar and Ganesha, Abhayar, Muruga, Abhayar and Shiva. Ondranavan, Uruvilirandanavan, Uruvana Sinthamil Moondranavan. And the iconic movie Thiruvilayadal brought so many of these stories. Shivaji Ganeshan as Shiva, and Savitri Devi as Parvati, and of course Abhayar had to be K.B. Sundarambal with her amazing high-pitched voice. Beautiful stories. And this is a very good example for us that we as a human are not limited. That there are multiple dimensions, and when we elevate ourselves in our consciousness, when our consciousness is elevated, we can communicate with the divine. That is the message.
Of
course, Abhaya gives the beautiful Vinayaka Agaval.
And we'll be presenting that in our Vinayaka Chaturthi concert for all of you. But I'll be singing it in the version of my father, of course, because I like
See
that.
the Kalava Senthamari Puvum Pada Chilambu Pala Isai Pada Punnari Nyanam Poondu Giladai Vannamaringil Valatharakiripa Vedai Vayivum Perum Parakodum Vedamugamum Vilangu Sindhuramum Anjikaramum Mangusha Pashamum Ninjil Kudi Konda Neelameniyum. What beautiful verses where this praise, Vinayaka Agaval, given by Abhaya, talks so much about the amazing energy of Kundalini. Idai Pengalayin Yedutharivithu Kadagil Sulumunai Kapalamum Kaati Moondru Mandalathin Muttiya Thoonin Naanvelu Paambin Naavilunarthi Kundali Adane Koodiya Ajavai Vindelu Mandiram Velipada Urithu Mooladharath Moondelu Kanalai Kaalal Eluppi Karutharivithu. Because Lord Ganesha is Mooladhara Murti. As Papanasan Sivan, the composer, sings, Mooladhara Murti Gajamugane Sharanam Inada Charanam Mooladhara Murti. He is the Mooladhara Murti, Ganesha, and the Kundalini, that beautiful energy resides in that, in the Kanda. Such a beautiful, all these concepts come together, the legends, the metaphors, the similes. We talk of figures of speech.
Simile,
Similes.
metaphors, personification, oxymoron.
Absolutely. All of this is found in our culture.
Well, actually,
Beautiful.
I think you have onomatopoeia. Because I remember studying this because I love figures of speech, especially in English at school. So, onomatopoeia is when you describe the sound. So, we do a lot of that, don't we?
That's for example.
And is
La
that
la 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 for the steak in the Punnagavarali Idai Pengalayin. The two energy channels. Ganesha is in Mooladhara. What is Mooladhara? Related to the gonads, the gonadal energy. That amazing energy, the testosterone, the estrogen, the progesterone, that enables us to be what we are. That is the energy that we are talking about, that amazing gonadal energy that is with Ganesha.
Okay, so now we got to know about Lord Ganesha probably quite a bit, and I hope you all enjoyed it. But now I cannot just end this, by just knowing about the God. It's important that we have got about lot of different perspectives from other people, and it has been carried down through the past generations and from our father, grandfather, and so on. But it's very important that we should know our connection with the divine, because as we saw that the divine, connection from the divine with different people and all that. So the next question, as I think most of you would have guessed from what I told now, give an account of your experience with Lord Ganesha.
My experiences with Ganesha are a lot of finding keychains, finding my keys. So I want to go out and I'm looking for my bike key, my car key, and I cannot find it. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm already late for the performance, I'm already late for the class, and I never want to be late. I always want to be on time. And I'm like, oh my God, what to do? And then immediately, if I just stay one moment and I go, Om Gangadapadaye Namaha, suddenly I remember where the key is and I find it. Now people say, do you think Ganesha goes and gets it and puts it there? No. The moment you contemplate Ganesha, what has happened? All the emotions are subdued. Immediately there, cortical clarity comes and you remember where it is. Very beautiful, I tell you. Similarly, whenever we start off on any trip, I remember with Swamiji, the Tata, if we sat in the car, the first thing would be, Om Gam 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 Ganapadaye Namaha Om. And then the driver, okay, now start, we can go. It would have to be there. And then, of course, the first would have to be, the song would have to be, you would have to immediately start off with a Ganesha song. It could be, Anugula Ganapati Niyarulvai, or Jnana Vinaya Ganesharanam, or the most popular one with Swamiji, of course, was, Ye Bhavai. Arulvai Ganapatiye Bhavai, Arulvai Ganapatiye Bhavai. That would be the one. And of course, always having that beautiful energy. And especially with the Swamiji, growing up with him. For him, the Bija mantras, many people think it is just Gam Ganapati. And in fact, there are songs, Gam Ganapati, like that. But actually, the Bijakshara has to be with all the vowels actually. Gam, Gam, Gaum is how he used to do it. And there has to be a nasal twang. Gang, Gang. So it's not just Gam, but it's a Gang. Gang, Gang, Gaum. Gang, Gang, Ging, Ging, Gung, Gung, Ging, Ging, Gain, Gong, Gaum, Gang, Ga. And that is why the short form is Om, Gang, Gham, Ghaum, Ganapadaye Namaha. And that's how that dynamic voice, booming voice, with that booming voice, Swamiji would chant this. We would go to the Trichy, Uchipullayar, Ganesha on top of the mountain in Trichy. Manakula Vinayaka, beautiful iconic photos of Swamiji pulling the chariot, the cart of Manakula Vinayaka at Masi Maham. A beautiful energy that was there.
That reminds me of, we have this wonderful bhajan and most of the students we sing it. It's Ayandagani and
Absolutely.
It has all these different Ganapati and it has quite a sequence. Like the first paragraph all will start with the letter B and next, the next three. So it's quite
Actually, that was always the showstopper for Swamiji would take all the students and they'd go out and give concerts. And it is a big hit because, all the temple functions and other events are in and around Pondicherry. Swamiji and his team of all these international students singing Tamil bhajans. And the beginning would always be Ganapatiye Bhavai. La 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 Ganapatiye Varuvai Arulvai Ganapatiye Varuvai. That will be the start of the concert always. And the end would always be Ganem Animugane Yangamunin Moshigane Ayagane Animugane Yangamunin Moshigane Shivajaktiyal Palagane Shivajaktiyal Palagane Siddhi Buddhi Kumanavalane Baba Ganapatiye Baba Ganapatiye Ganapatiye Engal Gunanidhiye Oi Ganapatiye Engal Gunanidhiye. You know, this type of energy, and Swamiji there, oh Ganesha, Ganapati, va. Seriously, Ganesha would come there. Because Swamiji used to call with such intensity, Ganesha would come there. And as a kid, I remember in Kamli Swami Madam, the beautiful Ganesha statue being made, which is in the thing there, and on top of that, we have the top of the temple. Ganesha temple has Swamiji, Ammaji, and me. Now that was for my 4th birthday. Now what is funny is that they made it, when they made it, I had a lot of hair. But on my 4th birthday, we did Mundan. We did the Motte, took off the hair. That was the only time I did Mundan in my life. And it was very funny that they opened this temple and I am standing there with hair and I don't have hair. That was the thought I had. Very beautiful. And in fact, when the government took over, they wanted to remove the statue of Swamiji Ammaji and me from that. Then someone said, no, you should not touch the temple. But it was the Ganapati there. I remember that beautiful energy. Similarly, the construction of the Ganesha Ganeshini, which is the positive and masculine gonadal energy. The testis and the ovary represented by that, which is a dynamic form which is still in the mandala. When we come around the two, male and female, Ganesha, Ganeshini, a tantric concept. Ganesha is very much a tantric energy also. People don't often remember that. And a very beautiful, strong energy that is there. And I think, again, the Ganesh Chaturthi celebration in Pondicherry that was always supported by Swamiji every year with a huge 21 feet Ganesha at Abhaitidal in Saram, and so many cultural performances and taking the Ganesha to the ocean. Oh my God. You think of Ganesha and you think of how much we used to do. Real amazing, I tell you. And there was a nice Ganesha temple. It is still in Jipma. And in those days as a kid, there was no wall between us and Jipma. So we used to go there to that temple and come back. Now there's a big wall. Jipma built a huge wall around its campus. So many beautiful stories with Ganesha. And I think the story of Manakula Vinayaka in Pondicherry is very special on this occasion. That while the French were ruling Pondicherry, the British ruled the rest of India, French ruled Pondicherry, which is why people like Bharatiya, Aurobindo, they came to Pondicherry to seek political asylum. Now, this Ganesha, which was here, Manakula Vinayaka, is the Ganesha who comes from the Mana, who is created inside the Manas. Such a powerful Ganesha. And it is said that this French guy who was in charge in those days said, what is this? Took the Ganesha statue, took it out in a boat and threw it into the ocean. Bay of Bengal here. Now, some weeks later, again the statue was found on the beach. He again took it and threw it. And this kept on going on again and again. And finally that guy, a Frenchman, realized, oh my God, there's something very special about this Ganesha idol that I haven't understood. And with great devotion and respect, he made sure that it was installed. And that is the temple we have as Manakula Vinayaka, which is one of the iconic temples of Pondicherry, often called Vellaikara Pillayar, because the French man was instrumental in making that temple come alive because he realized it. And it is quite amazing when we think about these. We say, are they miracles? And many things are miracles that we don't understand. And why certain energies keep on coming back, why certain things keep on reminding us of the power. I think Ganesha is a very good example. And the Ganesh tree who's here, this big statue, is a statue gifted by one of the 6-month course groups at the end of the course in March 25th, about 20 years ago. More than 20 because Swamiji was still there. So I think it was when Swami Yogananda, Yogacharya, Chandra and Hindu, Markandeya and others were here. I think that's when this Ganesha came and was set up here, has been part of the last 26, 27 years now at least of puja every day with our Aarti and all the Ganesh Chaturthi which we do here. And I think, when I think of this energy, just such a powerful energy. In fact, one of my first compositions was Ganesha. Moola Mudalbane Jnana Vinayaka Moola Mudalbane Jnana Vinayaka Yendume Yennull Irundu Kapaatuvaai Moola Mudalbane Umapadi Maindane Shanmuga Soda Umapadi Maindane Shanmuga Soda Siddhi Buddhi Manala Vinayaka Siddhi Buddhi Manala Vinayaka Moola Mudalbane Jnana Vinayaka Yendume Yennull Irundu Kapaatuvaai. Beautiful energies of Ganesha that go very, very deep into us, very organic energies. Ganesha is a very organic energy in us.
Well, okay, just to conclude, maybe I'll just add something like always, as you say, when I was small, when you're small, you have quite a lot of differences, and when you grow up, you're like, oh my God, why was I like this, and why I had it, and all that. Okay, it makes no sense. Some of it, but some of it continues. So I would say that my love and devotion for Ganesha has been pretty much the same from my young age, and I don't know how I got it or why I got it, but as you say, like Ganesha, like maybe it was after, because we watched the movie Oh My Friend Ganesha, so that was also there, but it's not just because of that, but we had such a devotion, both me and my brother, but he's more of a Hanuman devotee. So I think India was in the final of one of the World Cups, and like in school, the kids, we challenge each other on, stupid things. Like, India is going to win and they are going to get it. We don't have anything except, okay, India. We are Indian, so India has won. But then I wrote down, I think, something like I was praying to Lord Ganesha in the madam. I was like, please, India should win, India should win. And I think that year India won. It did win, but...
in fact, it is very interesting because yesterday MS Dhoni announced his retirement from international cricket. And that was the iconic World Cup that was won with that sixer at Wankhede Stadium and gave that best gift for Sachin Tendulkar, the god of cricket. And I remember the night before, the day before that, he had written this beautiful letter in the notebook. Dear Ganesha, if you are my friend, please make sure India will win the World Cup. And the next day I actually posted it when India won it, that Lord Ganesha must have loved your pen pal letter to Ganesha. So I think it's very beautiful that we can relate to the divine in this way.
Actually, that reminds of another thing, Ammaji used to take us, and the students were here for the Ganesh Chaturthi, they take all the Ganeshas in a line. It's really wonderful. So we accompanied them all the way, the big Ganesha that's at Saram, that's the biggest one, and that's the one that we perform dance and yoga and singing. So by taking it to the beach, like till I went there it was okay, and then I think Sangeeta was there, and my aunt and my mom, we all were there, and they were going to put it in the water, and I started crying. I was like, oh my god, they're taking Ganesha away and Ganesha should be there. And somehow I was quite young, so I got in my mind that they're going to take this Ganesha also. So I'm like, no, they shouldn't take Ganesha. And then, Sangeeta had to explain and Ammaji and all of them. But I still remember that incident. Like, that was a different thing. And, now I'm not going to sit and cry like that. But at that age, these are some of the funny relationships with Ganesha. Quite.
A lot of beautiful energies. I tell you, on every one of my tours, whenever I'm traveling, one of the first things I listen to, of course, is the Ganesha, Sukhakarta, Dukhakarta, which is a beautiful song. And that is sort of, I keep it on my phone, play that. And of course, the Veyu Toli Pangan, which my father-in-law put into my head that I should play before I travel, which is from Jnana Sambandha. Very beautiful. Veyu Toli Pangan, Vedamunda Kandal. And it talks about how you can overcome the negative effects of the planetary influences, the Navagraha, called Kol-Al Tilpadigam. That's for another episode with Shiva. I'll talk about that one. It's a beautiful story, how that Kol-Al Tilpadigam was composed by the young Jnana Sambandha. But today's star of the show is Lord Ganesha. Ganesha, who enables us to have that wisdom, lateral thinking, to have the vigor and energy that is coming from our stability in the Mooladhara Chakra, where we are established on terra firma and giving us that stability within us to move from inertia, move from Tamasika to Rajasika Guna, and then elevate ourselves to the Sattvika Guna. Such a beautiful energy of Lord Ganesha.
So wishing everyone a very happy Vinayaka Chaturthi in advance. That's the upcoming Saturday, and lots to eat, lots to celebrate, except it'll be quite different, but please do it in a safe and sound way and make yourself happy, because don't have the negative feel that, oh my god, I couldn't celebrate it. So do whatever you want at your home, most probably. And just stay safe and sound and take care of yourself and everyone around you, and try to be cheerful, because that's the best medicine for all of us. And join us next week for more interesting and lovely tales and wisdom from Dr. Sir. And as you know, the next one will be his brother, Lord Kartikeya, Muruga and Subramanya. So hope you enjoyed this and hope it contributed something. And like our advance gift for Vinayaka Chaturthi, we must start with Ganesha. And you don't have to even sing it just when you're traveling, and when you're going to start something, just few seconds is enough to just think of this Lord, and it really will bring out a positive feel, and it has, and it will, and may we always be grateful to the Divine for allowing us to exist.
Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha, Pahima. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha, Rakshama. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha, Pahima. Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Rakshama. Jaya Ganesha, Pahima. Sri Ganesha, Rakshama. Jaya Ganesha, Pahima. Sri Ganesha, Rakshama. Jaya Ganesha Pahimam, Sri Ganesha Rakshamam. Jaya Ganesha Pahimam, Sri Ganesha Rakshamam. Oh.